Hello, everyone. Welcome to an episode on relationships organized by Soul Orbit. Here, I'm glad we have Vineet Chanana with us from Soul Orbit. He will be giving us some deep insights on relationships. So, Vineet, could you please tell us how you started your journey as a life coach?
Meeta, it started long back. I was a mandir going kind of a boy, and you know, I used to visit Hanuman temple every Tuesday, and I used to go and distribute prasad to everyone after coming from there. So people used to say in Punjabis, "Biba Munda hai." So that was the thing, but I was always interested in knowing more about spirituality. It was always there in me that I wanted to know. And as they rightly said, till the path is paved, you don't get a chance to be. After a while, I got interested in reading Gita, so I started reading Gita. But Gita went, it was the way it was explained. I could understand it to the core. It was little confusing for me. I had more answers, more questions, and I needed more answers for that. So, in fact, I started going somewhere to attend some Gita sessions also. It was wonderfully explained, but I couldn't match up with the timings and all, and then it left. And suddenly, one of my very dear friend, she introduced me to my coach, who helped me understand the spirituality, the basics of it. So, we as a, sometimes we get into, I always repeat this again and again, and this will be coming again and again from me. We do a lot of things in a doing mode, right? And we don't understand the core of it. And it's not our fault. Normally, we start blaming ourselves, bashing ourselves for whatever faults we do in life. But it is not our fault actually. Nobody, taught us about it. Nobody, really made us aware about it. So it was, yes, I was really fortunate to, you know, learn from my coach, and then when they made me understand about this, the basics of life, and when I understood the basics of life, and then when I started reading the Gita, it was more clear to me. And how did I become a life coach? It was an accident, actually. I never thought of, because my business profession is absolutely different. Sometimes when I tell them that I'm doing coaching as well in my profession, they laugh at me that this is something very, very opposite. But yes, for me, it's nothing opposite. It's all about your own inner connection. So one fine day, I was in one of the events. I was just standing by, and few people were discussing about something, and I just gave my opinion on that. And the person who was standing there, he really got astonished, and he just said that I wanted to know more about this. I said, I'm not a coach. You have to go and attend the spiritual sessions, and that I'm just know what I have learned and what is working for me. I'm just shared with you. So he said, no, no, sir, I want to know more about from you. I said, I am not a coach. I can't help you because I am not professionally, maybe I've done a, life coaching, I'm a certified life coach, but I'm not practicing it. So I won't be a good, so I gave my coach number to him, and I said, you contact this person and she'll help you in this. So, but somehow he called me. He called me that I want to see you. I want to meet you. And I said, I kept on, lingering it on, and I just was not in it, that I will meet him and then he'll ask me. And I was avoiding it actually. But somehow that guy was really, really very adamant to meet me. And one fine day, I said, okay, come over. I'll meet you. So he came and we had a candid discussion, and he says, I want to learn more from you. And just to avoid, I asked for a fees. I said, okay, if you want to learn from me, you have to give me 50,000 rupees. And if you give me, and then I will be able to give you classes. And he immediately transferred that money to me. Immediately, he said, where I have to give you. And that is how my journey started actually. When that guy, I'm still, very, very thankful to him that he, showed so much of interest in me. And then the journey started when I coached him. It worked for him, and then he started giving me more referrals. And now this has been going on for quite some time now. I take one-to-one classes on Sundays because Monday to Saturday I'm mostly occupied in my business, and I've started with the workshops also. And that is how the Soul Orbit came into the picture actually. So we thought of taking it to the next level because my students who I've coached about now more than one-to-one coaching, I've done more than 70 people.
Wonderful.
And group coaching, maybe there's a lot of, I've been taking a lot of sessions. So few of my students, they started, nagging me that why this, how long you will do one-to-ones? Why don't you come into the workshop? Why don't you take it to the next level? Why don't you help more people when you can really do? And somewhere I also had this feeling that yes, we should help people because the kind of the blessings you get when you, uh, help somebody and it works for that
Absolutely.
person. It is, a really, a very different kind of a feeling. I can't express it, but it's emotionally and, it makes you more, connected with that divine. So it was somewhat like that that I thought of this concept of coming up with the soul orbit. The journey is going to be, it will take its own sweet time. But in the beginning, we've started with a few workshops. We have already done one workshop, and we're coming up with a few programs which will really help those people who are beginners.
Right.
So, as I told you earlier, that it is difficult, for us to understand what life is to the core. So, I really want to touch the base of it first and then take it to the next level. There are so many people doing so wonderful job and people are learning. There's so much of gyan everywhere.
Right.
Wherever you open, you're getting gyan.
Totally.
But somewhere we need to have that self connection and we need to understand that, and that, somebody has to, tell you the basics of it. So till you understand the basic, you cannot elevate yourself. So if you have to go to a ladder 100, you have to first go on a step 1, then 2, then 3. You can't just straight away go to 100.
Totally. Even I personally feel that, okay, just reading about life coaching or reading bits and pieces, of course, it really changes your perspective. But if you have somebody to handhold you completely and guide you, then it just makes the path better, easier, and stronger.
Of course, because see, sometimes you need someone to make you understand. So sometimes what happens in my this thing. You are a life coach. आपके तो जिंदगी में कुछ होता ही नहीं होगा.
Right.
आपके तो बड़े अच्छे रिलेशनशिप. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Life coaching घर में नहीं चलती है. Nobody wants to
Yes.
learn from you and laugh. But definitely when somebody who's coming from this background, who's been coaching people, who know, because I have handled so many cases now, so many different cases, and I have whatnot, like people like who had a suicidal attempts, people like who had a brain hemorrhage,
Right.
and they've not been able to recall, they're not able to drive, they have their own fears. So we've, I've gone through so many cases, so I've got that experience behind. A coach has that experience behind it.
Absolutely.
He or she knows
Right.
what needs to be done for what. So you can't give every, a single medicine for each and every kind of. It has to
Totally.
come. Although this path leads you to one place only,
Right.
but slowly and gradually.
Right.
So you first, lot of people, come to me in my coaching. I see that they just want to be heard.
Right.
Nobody is there to listen to them. They just, we normally give 2 sessions for listening to the person,
Absolutely.
understanding that person where he's stuck. Although they're stuck where we know, when they sit, we know where they're stuck, but we just have to hear them out. And when we hear them out, there's few sessions which go beyond 4, 5 sessions. Even I'm just listening to them.
Right.
They are on and on for hours.
Right.
They have so much filled inside them.
Right.
So you really need sometimes someone, as you rightly said, to hold on to you
Totally.
in your decision making, in your confusions of life. So that is what we are doing, and we are helping people to do that.
So, Soul Orbit is a very interesting and unique name, and I really fell in love with it the minute I heard it. Could you just tell me a little a thought behind the thought of Soul Orbit?
So, see, everything starts with the soul. I believe that it's an energy,
Right.
right? And the higher energy up there, and that Ansh is inside you, that energy is inside.
Right.
So, for me, you know, it is all about oneness, and you just evolve around that energy. You revolve around that energy.
Right.
That is what all, made me think about soul orbit, where everybody is one
Yes.
and they're all in one direction.
Right.
And we actually are, because we are
Absolutely.
unaware.
Right.
We don't know. Actually, we all are moving towards that one direction only. Ultimately, we merge in that light only,
Right.
but we are not aware. So, as I told you, that we are not clear. So, this is a later on stage when you understand the life in the basic, when you are, can differentiate and can distance yourself from the outer reality. Then only you'll start connecting with your inner self, and then you elevate yourself into that.
So beautiful. Very well thought of. And I guess you were destined to be a life coach. It doesn't happen by chance.
Yes, of course. Somewhere, I feel now when, as I earlier also mentioned, that when people give me those blessings, that is working for me, I would say.
Right.
Yes.
So, did when you first went to a life coach, and of course, you studied life coaching, was it a life changing experience?
Definitely. You yourself have attended it, so you
Yes.
know how it is. And
Totally.
I still remember when you asked me that I'm going to do this now, and am I taking a right step? So I remember that. Yes, of course, it's a life-changing experience for you. Anything what you learn new is always a life-changing, and to get evolved, you have to get involved. I always say this,
How beautiful.
and this if you understand, see, this whole concept of spirituality, I even don't know 0.1% of it.
Right.
I do not even know the 0.1% of it. I can't claim that I know it all, because I actually don't know anything about it. It is so deep science. And but somehow that's even a slightest self connection. You can, I am not talking about the enlightened people. We are so fortunate that we have enlightened beings around us, as we can, get guidance from them as well. But a small self connection is helping me to, share so much what I have experienced. So think about those who are enlightened, where they are operating from. So anything which we learn and we start understanding with the self connection, it is a life changing experience. It is definitely a life changing experience for anyone. So I strongly believe that this is something which should be a part of our subject from the beginning.
Absolutely. I completely second that, because I myself am now a certified life coach, though I'm not practicing. But I feel that this can really change the way you look at life. It can, and then ultimately it will change the way life looks at you.
Yes. So it's all about your reflection.
Yes.
If you start, your aura speaks it all.
Right.
So what you are giving, you'll get back. So that is what is the science, what is the law.
Right.
That is the thing.
So I would personally advise everybody to have a life coach. I think it just makes your life so complete, and you would start looking and taking on life at a different level altogether.
And definitely, it's not that it's about, sometimes, it's all about comfort. It is, there's so many people giving so much of gyan. There's so many gurus giving so much of gyan. So it is, जिसकी बात समझ में आए वो
बिल्कुल।
ज्वाइन करो. सब बात जाता है एक ही तरफ, as I told you, whether it's about religion. So they all go at one place, right? And so is all gurus taking you to the one place only. बस ये होता है कि समझने की बात होती है, कनेक्शन की बात होती है। इट इज़ अबाउट योर फ्रीक्वेंसी, वो मैच कर रही है, सो वही चैनल आपके बजना शुरू हो जाएगा। नहीं मैच करेगी तो नहीं समझ में आएगा। सो कीप ट्राइंग, एंड दैट इज़ ऑल आई वुड से।
Thank you so much for your insight, and looking forward to getting more answers, because I have a lot of questions from you. And thank you so much for being here.
थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू मीता।